TGIF and happy Friday, members of the Altcoin Buzz Army. Market is up moderately today, but it's certainly a volatile path here on Bitcoin's way toward $50,000. We've still got a lot of good news to report. We just hit a new all-time high for Ethereum, somewhere in the 1,850 to 60 range, depending on what exchange you're using. VeChain is absolutely soaring right now. It doesn't seem to care what Bitcoin or the rest of the market is doing. So look, sooner or later, we're going to get there. Some of this volatility will subside, but it's looking very good for certain altcoins, many of which we've been championing, of course, on the channel for a while. So what we're going to do now is go through a lot of those altcoin updates. There's a lot happening in the altcoin space, and kind of in the latter half of this video, we'll go through some of the macro positivity as it relates to the broader crypto market, the Bitcoin space, and mass adoption. Let's kick things right off with this update from Linear Finance. And if you guys haven't checked out our interview, which was released earlier today with the CEO of Linear Finance, Kevin Tai, check that out. I'll link to it in the description below. Leah did a great job asking about that project and kind of asking the tough questions really as to why we need this particular offering when it comes to the DeFi space. Linear Finance, with this update from a few days ago now, but still very important, we want to make sure we're covering it. Pleased to announce that Lina, that's the ticker, Lina, will be listed on Bithumb official Bitcoin market today. There will also be a 1.7 million airdrop event to celebrate the new listing. More details are available on link.medium.com. Those details are here on medium.com. So this is the #1 digital asset platform, Bithumb, which have just added Linear Finance. Again, ticker is Lina, Lina. Now, unfortunately, we're a little bit late. Look, I'm a little bit late. The fault lies with me. I'm a little bit late as far as this airdrop announcement. So you're not exactly going to be able to capitalize on that, but we're still celebrating the fact that it was added to Bithumb. But you guys can still check out our interview. Check out as well the website. It is simply linear.finance, the first cross-chain compatible Delta One asset protocol. And as we explored in the interview with Leah, the idea is to bridge the gap that exists between DeFi, that is decentralized finance, and TradFi, traditional finance, and CeFi, centralized finance. And if we're going to be serious about this whole mass adoption proposal, that is the way to do it. It's to bring over people using cryptocurrency financial products, but doing so in a way that is relatable, that extends an arm to those that are still right now entrenched in the CeFi and the TradFi space. So trade liquid assets quickly, seamlessly, and cost effectively with cross-chain compatibility. Again, we'll link to that interview in the description below. We also want to announce this news from even further back in time, but I want to make sure that we cover all our bases here on altcoinbuzz.io. B21, a reference, of course, to Bitcoin, 21 million, B21 token staking and VIP levels go live. This article by Deepika on the website. B21 Invest announced its brand new staking program. The program comes with exclusive benefits for the community. So we do have this hint that B21 may be launching crypto-linked cards, and that the founders have a lot of experience in this field. Of course, that's kind of where the rationale or the guess comes from. If you've never heard about this project, let's discuss the team for a second before diving back into the article. We have Miles Pacini, who's the founder. Miles is a serial entrepreneur and the owner of several companies and owns numerous payment-related patents. Therefore, that's where this idea of, the rumor, if you will, this grapevine kind of speculation comes from, given the founder's background. So Miles is known in the industry as a leading developer of the industry's first cryptocurrency card. Then we have Nitin Agarwal, also a co-founder. Nitin is co-investor of crypto cards and a payment expert. He worked in PayPal and Wavecrest before. He's also built wallets for Telefonica and Reliance. And actually, Miles and Nitin, when they were together in Wavecrest, also provided cards to Zappo, Wirex, and BitPay, which were the largest card issuers in the world at that time. So you can kind of see where, if you kind of sleuth the clues together, you can see that the direction that this project is moving in. So digital asset investing company B21 announced the launch of its staking program in the B21 Invest app. According to the official announcement, by staking their tokens, the app users will be entitled to get free crypto-linked international credit cards. In addition to that, the users can enjoy reduced transaction fees, and very soon, the app will also bring a free USD account to its users. Interestingly, the account will be from a licensed bank, facilitating instant deposits and withdrawals. As with other similar platforms, there are staking rewards that are commensurate with the amount that you choose to stake, the number of coins that is. So the staking levels go from standard to VIP levels 1, 2, 3, and 4. That range from all the way from 0 to 10,000 staked coins. You can take a look at the rest of Deepika's right up here and get a sense of what kinds of services, what kinds of staking rewards you're getting as a result of your involvement in the project. And as always, you can check out this website here. It is B21.io. Chainlink now is in the news, in fact, in a couple of different ways, in a couple of different capacities. Chainlink and Mogul have partnered for decentralized film financing, also on altcoinbuzz.io, also article here by Deepika. Mogul is going to leverage Chainlink oracles to take forward its vision of creating a transparent and decentralized film financing ecosystem. The production house envisions giving the global audience an opportunity to participate in the film industry. So flagship blockchain oracles provider Chainlink and first ever decentralized film financing network Mogul have announced their upcoming partnership. And according to a press release shared with Altcoin Buzz, Mogul is going to integrate Chainlink oracles in the version 1 release of Mogul's software. This is going to help Mogul in off-chaining the financial data like movie budget and profits. So effectively, this will enable audited disbursement of profits and fair distribution of dividends to the investors. Along with that, the mobile software will always have access to precise ETH USDC price quotations. Mogul and Chainlink are also launching this $100 Bitcoin giveaway in which you can still participate. To celebrate our collaboration with Chainlink, this is @WeAreMogul, they're launching this super easy giveaway. We'll contact 4 lucky winners on Saturday, the 14th of February, and now we're accelerating towards our platform launch with lots of excitement to come. Join us. If you're hearing about Mogul for the first time, I don't believe we've talked about them before. They're looking forward to, yes, exploring these opportunities with Chainlink, but interestingly, they're already using a digital asset token, a decentralized voting setup, a smart wallet, an in-app currency token system, and blockchain. But the idea here is that the Chainlink integration is going to facilitate the fair selection of investors and fair distribution of rewards. That's because Chainlink oracles, of course, promise guaranteed transparency in film financing and really just guaranteed transparency in a broader sense as well. Chainlink also in the news here in another capacity. Plasm Network explains why they're natively integrating Chainlink market-leading Oracle network, highlighting Chainlink's time-tested solutions, flexible infrastructure, and high-quality data with numerous signed data sources running their nodes. You can read more about that integration here on medium.com. Paid Network is back in the news. We've been talking about them pretty regularly lately, and their price performance is not disappointed. @paid_network. Paid is proud to announce its partnership with Egoras Market, a blockchain-based microfinance protocol. Egoras will utilize paid smart agreements to increase transparency and will also use our reputation scoring and insurance to secure their transactions. Read more about that one here also on medium.com, specifically paidnetwork.medium.com. Paid Network partners with Egoras. Or is it Egoras or Egoras? Or you're never sure with how to pronounce certain names, but somewhere in that ballpark, I think it's safe to say. API3 @API3 DAO, announcing the partnership between API3 and Harmony Protocol. Harmony has been just absolutely leaving orbit lately if you've been following. So this is providing true decentralized data dApps running on Harmony's fast and open blockchain. Once again, the details on medium.com. Reef is something that you guys have been discussing and requesting more information on just about in every video. In the comments, there's always one or two or more, several in fact, comments about Reef Finance. @Reef DeFi is the Twitter handle. They have this to say. Reef Finance is thrilled to launch Reef Bonds, a flexible DeFi investment product. Users can lock up their tokens for a fixed period of time and earn lucrative APY. Reef Bonds is our initiative to promote DeFi and helps users stake their assets for a certain lockup period to earn lucrative returns. Initially, it will only support Reef staking, but in the future, users will be able to lock up one token to farm a different one. Again, more information is available on medium.com, introducing Reef Bonds, a flexible DeFi investment product. Ban protocol also in the news here. This from yesterday. CoinMarketCap, the world's most referenced price tracking website for crypto, has partnered with Band, completing the integration of their data into the Band standard dataset and commercializing their API upon the launch of VeChain Phase 2. The partnership extends deeply in both teams working in collaboration on the launch of VeChain Phase 2, where institutional data providers such as CoinMarketCap will have an avenue to monetize their data and automatically collect revenue on chain. CoinMarketCap strategically partners with Band Protocol to provide and commercialize enterprise-grade price data. Continuing here with this torrent of altcoin news updates, Ocean Protocol. We're excited to share Ocean's 2021 roadmap. It reflects our shift from achieving early product market fit 0 to 1 to that of traction, i.e. 1 to N, which is certainly a big leap. This is a bit of a long thread here, not to go through it all, but you can access that new roadmap, Ocean Product Update 2021. If you look at Q4, their ultimate goal here is better staking, help monetize, and more data services. Go through it here. For more info, guys, we'll link to this in the description below, but I think it's now time to shift over into more positive macro news here. And just as we have a torrent and this like deluge of great altcoin updates, and by the way, this is only scratching the surface, but just as we have these great altcoin updates, we have arguably even more and even more encouraging macro updates when it comes to institutional mass adoption. The Wall Street Journal is talking about Bitcoin coming to America's oldest bank, BNY Mellon. And look, in my opinion, whether positive or negative, is that journalism is always about how you frame something, the choice of wording, the choice of emphasis and angles and framing mechanisms, of course. So for the Wall Street Journal, this really does strike me, if you look at all those factors, as a positive story. Bitcoin to come to America's oldest banks. They're trying to push the idea of legacy, prestige, credibility, validation here. The custody bank plans to eventually treat digital currencies like any other asset. We covered this news yesterday, BNY Mellon. I actually didn't know it was America's oldest bank or even one of them, but this is getting more and more coverage, more and more favorable coverage, which is important. And it's great to see it on the Wall Street Journal because, of course, we're going to see it on outlets like Cointelegraph, like Altcoin Buzz. But, for the Wall Street Journal to pick it up and to talk about it favorably, again, it's one incremental step closer to mass adoption. That's what it looks like. The media tone and the culture that some of these headlines are creating are very much part of the formula and are very important. Tyler Winklevoss commenting on what it is we're talking about here. Slowly, then suddenly, America's oldest bank is now getting into Bitcoin, linking, in fact, to that article, that Wall Street Journal news exclusive. But there's more good news. Feeling the heat from employees, Wall Street banks get closer to adopting Bitcoin. So JP Morgan co-president Daniel Pinto was speaking with CNBC Squawk Box, and he made remarks as far as their efforts to adopt Bitcoin. Quote, "The demand isn't there yet, but I'm sure it will be at some point." False. The demand is there. He knows it. We know it. The host knows it. Look at that smirk on the host's face. He knows it too. And this comes somewhat in response to comments last week. Goldman Sachs hosted a private forum with Mike Novogratz, CEO, founder of crypto firm Galaxy Digital, for employees and clients. If Goldman Sachs is treating it that seriously, and giving it, that level of exposure, then of course JP Morgan has to have a response. They have to take a position. And this is them softly stepping up to the plate. I would like to see a more aggressive stance here from, in this case, Daniel Pinto. But there you have it. That's what he has to say for now. The demand isn't there yet, but I'm sure it will be at some point. No, it's here, Mr. Pinto. Don't worry. Canada is taking strides forward in terms of mass adoption with the first Bitcoin ETF now being approved, and this approval makes it the first North American Bitcoin ETF. At one point, it's like we were talking about Bitcoin ETFs every day, and that was the holy grail. And now, that's so far from being a priority. Not that, this is unimportant news. It's still good news. But okay, like a Bitcoin ETF in Canada, this is like, page 10, or in this case, tab 15 news. It's just kind of to be expected at this point. By the way, guys, if you're interested in tracking all of the companies that are getting into this space, whether they're legacy banks on Wall Street, whether they're Canadian ETF firms, any publicly traded company right now that holds Bitcoin is being listed on CoinGecko here. Bitcoin holdings by public companies. And you can see at the top of the list here, Tesla is holding about $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin in current USD. MicroStrategy, by this ranking, comes second. And that's a figure that may be flipped because for the time being, we don't have a definitive total. And as far as BTC, the Bitcoin total that Tesla holds, we just know what they spent on that Bitcoin. But, once we have perhaps more clarity as to that, it is possible that MicroStrategy, in fact, it's likely that MicroStrategy holds more Bitcoin in terms of the number of BTC than Tesla. But for right now, this is the ranking in terms of what these companies have paid. So $1.5 billion, $1.1 billion in the case of MicroStrategy. And then going down the list, Marathon Patent Group, Galaxy, Square, and so on and so forth. If you're unfamiliar with this, it is a new feature. You can go to the CoinGecko.com webpage, and then here, just hover over Tools and go all the way to the bottom, Public Companies with Bitcoin Holdings. And we can expect, I think quite safely, this list to expand significantly in the months and the years ahead, because more and more people, of course, are getting into this space. Blockchain mortgage platform Figure launches SPAC to raise $250 million. No surprise here. It's not even major news. This was announced on Thursday evening. Then we have big developments out of Miami. One of my favorites, as I've been talking about, along with Russell Okung and Michael Saylor, Mayor Francis Suarez out of Miami. This 15 hours ago was announced. He's exploring some big things, including state legislative priority, paying employees in Bitcoin, and investing city treasury in Bitcoin. In fact, it's more than just exploratory right now. He got these things done. He is moving ahead with this agenda at lightning pace. Here on Cointelegraph.com, Miami Council now supports mayor's move to offer city workers salaries in Bitcoin. The City Commission of Miami is now looking into the feasibility of allowing Miami residents to even pay taxes and receive salaries in Bitcoin. He said this, talking about the mayor here, Francis Suarez of Miami. He said this, announcing the news on Twitter, talking about the resolution here by the City Commission. Quote, "I want to thank the City of Miami commissioners for supporting my resolution, which directs a city manager after analysis to procure a vendor to be able to offer our employees to get a percentage of their salary in Bitcoin, allows our residents to pay for fees in Bitcoin." In the same way that Michael Saylor was the first to do this at a corporate level, Francis Suarez will be remembered in the history books as the first municipal politician, the first mayor to get this done really at the political level. I think we're going to see many other cities follow this strategy, perhaps other states, state governors, provinces maybe, where I am in Canada, following the ETF news, countries eventually, but also I think other cities and provinces and states around the world. Why not? Especially, if this so-called pilot project is proven to be successful, or at least if there's demand for it, which I'm sure there will be. Jack Dorsey here talking about other initiatives along with Jay-Z. So Jay-Z and I are giving 500 Bitcoin, that's a lot, to a new endowment named B Trust to fund Bitcoin development, initially focused on teams in Africa and India. It'll be set up as a blind, irrevocable trust, taking zero direction from us. We need 3 board members to start. I'm putting my hand up virtually here for Jack Dorsey. So in case you're listening, Jack, I'll be happy to assist with this effort. But in all seriousness, this is great news here on Cointelegraph.com. Jack Dorsey and Jay-Z to set up 500 Bitcoin blind trust in India and Africa. That is awesome news. Anthony Pompliano excited about it. Breaking. Jack Dorsey and Jay-Z are donating 500 Bitcoin to create B Trust, initially focused on teams in Africa and India. 2 goats doing goat things, as can be expected, for sure. And in case you're not yet caught up in all of the euphoria here, check this out, courtesy of Hayden Adams, Ethereum developer and inventor, of course, of the Uniswap protocol. LMAO. I've never used the phrase top signal before, But Lindsay Lohan promoting a Tron Uniswap fork with tokens Justin's son named after himself is getting pretty close to a top signal. So exploring DeFi and already liking JST, SUN, and TRX, this Lindsay Lohan here. Super fast and zero fee. Good job, Justin's son, Tron. Turns out I'm not the original and Rack beat me to it. The top 3 is in. See you guys in 3 years. So, look, just kind of jokingly talking about all the euphoria here. This has been part of Tron's recent pump, courtesy, I suppose, of Lindsay Lohan, who, whether she's genuine or whether she's being paid for it, is shilling pretty hard for crypto these days. Curious to know your thoughts about that. We did see a lot of kind of like soulless shilling in 2017 in the ICO phase. And I'm not saying what Lohan is doing is soulless, not to cast aspersions on her here, but I don't know. Is it just being done for a paycheck? Does she have skin in the game? I have no idea. It's something that we can look into further, perhaps for future videos and future episodes. Let's close with a little bit of seriousness here from the guru himself, Michael Saylor. Quote, "The pessimist sees difficulty in every opportunity, but the optimist sees opportunity in every difficulty." Winston Churchill on Bitcoin. There you go. So that is about it for today, everybody. Hey, do be sure you're following us on all the regular social media channels. Keep checking back into our website, altcoinbuzz.io, for all the latest. Like, subscribe, share, hit that bell to receive notifications if you've enjoyed today's video. Best of luck, of course, if you choose to invest on this Friday. TGIF, have a great end to your week, a great start to your weekend. As always, stay safe. We do hope to see you again soon in our next video. Take care.